In 1950, you could buy a brand new car for $1,500. That's about 5 months of the average worker's salary. Today, the average new car costs $48,000. That's 8 months of salary, and most people can't even afford that. I'm going to show you exactly what cars cost in every single decade since 1950. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how many hours you had to work to afford one. Because the sticker price only tells half the story. The real story is about whether working Americans could actually afford to buy cars. Spoiler alert, it keeps getting worse. We're covering new cars, used cars, luxury cars, and economy cars in every decade. I'm going to show you when cars became unaffordable for average Americans. I'm going to reveal which decade destroyed car affordability forever. And I'm going to explain why your grandparents could buy cars with cash while you're stuck with 7-year loans. Let's start in 1950. 1950s. 1950. America is the world's manufacturing powerhouse. Detroit is king. Cars are American-made, built to last, and shockingly affordable. New car prices. Here are the real prices from 1950. Chevrolet Deluxe, $1,477. Ford Custom, $1,511. Plymouth Special Deluxe, $1,663. These were full-size sedans. Solid steel. Real chrome. Engines that lasted 200,000 miles. The average? About $1,500. Luxury cars. Want something fancy? Buick Roadmaster, $2,600. Cadillac Series 62, $3,500. Lincoln Cosmopolitan, $3,900. Even luxury cars were attainable. Affordability, the key number. Average annual salary in 1950, $3,210. A new Chevrolet cost $1,477. That's 46% of annual income, or 5.5 months of work. Buying with cash. Here's what most people don't understand about the 1950s. People bought cars with cash. No loans. No financing. You saved for 6 months to a year, then you bought a car outright. Banks did offer car loans, but the typical loan was 12 months. Maybe 18. Not 7 years like today. Used cars. A 3-year-old used car in good condition. $600 to $800. That's 2 to 3 months of salary. A 5-year-old car. $300 to $400. Working-class families could afford reliable transportation without going into debt. Cars in the 1950s were built like tanks. All metal. Simple engines. Easy to repair. A well-maintained car lasted 15 to 20 years. You bought one car and drove it for decades. In 1950, cars were affordable, durable, and accessible. You worked for 5 to 6 months, bought a car with cash, and drove it for 20 years. Transportation was not a financial burden. 1960s. The 1960s brought muscle cars, style, and the beginning of car culture. But they also brought higher prices. Chevrolet Impala, 1960, $2,599. Ford Galaxy, 1960, $2,632. Plymouth Fury, 1960, $2,767. Prices nearly doubled from 1950. Why the increase? Cars got bigger, more powerful, more features. Air conditioning became optional. Power steering. Automatic transmissions. You were paying for comfort and convenience. The 60s introduced affordable performance. Ford Mustang, 1965, $2,368. Chevrolet Camaro, 1967, $2,466. Plymouth Barracuda, 1964, $2,365. Young people could buy sports cars. Real performance for working-class money. Luxury cars. Cadillac DeVille, 1965, $5,600. Lincoln Continental, 1965, $6,200. Chrysler Imperial, 1965, $5,700. Luxury cars were expensive, but not impossible. Average annual salary in 1960, $5,600. A new Chevrolet Impala cost $2,599. That's 46% of annual income. 5.5 months of work. The same as 1950. Here's what's crucial. Relative affordability stayed the same. Prices went up, but so did wages. You still worked about 5 to 6 months to buy a new car. The ratio held. Used cars. A 3-year-old car, $1,200 to $1,500. A 5-year-old car, $700 to $900. Still very affordable. Still accessible to working families. Car loans in the 60s were typically 24 to 36 months, 2 to 3 years maximum. People still aspired to own cars outright quickly. Cars still lasted. 15 to 20 years was normal. Rust was the enemy, but engines were bulletproof. 1970s. And then the 1970s happened. Oil crisis, stagflation, economic chaos, and car affordability. It starts to crack. New CAR prices, early 70s. Chevrolet Impala, $1973,271. Ford LTD, $1973,402. Plymouth Fury, $1973,515. Still somewhat reasonable. The oil crisis, 1973. October 1973. OPEC oil embargo. Gas prices quadruple. Lines at gas stations. Economic panic. Suddenly, big American cars with massive V8 engines are liabilities. People started buying. Honda Civic, 1973, $2,400. Toyota Corolla, 1973, $2,600. Datsun B210, 1973, $2,700. Japanese cars flooded the American market. Small, efficient, reliable. Detroit scrambled to compete. American compacts. Chevrolet Vega, 1973, $2,400. Ford Pinto, 1973, $2,500. AMC Gremlin, 1973, $2,300. These were America's answer to imports. Cheap, small, and often poorly made. Late 70s prices, inflation hits. By 1979, prices exploded. Chevrolet Impala, 1979, $6,700. Ford LTD, 1979, $7,200. Cadillac DeVille, 1979, $12,000. Prices more than doubled in one decade. Average salary in 1970, $9,400. Average salary in 1979, $17,000. A Chevrolet in 1970 cost $3,271. That's 35% of annual income. A Chevrolet in 1979 cost $6,700. That's 39% of annual income. You're working slightly longer for the same car. The real problem, inflation. But here's what really hurt. Everything else got more expensive too. Gas prices tripled. Insurance doubled. Housing costs exploded. Even though the car-to-income ratio stayed similar, your overall financial pressure increased dramatically. Cars in the late 70s were terrible. Emission controls choked engines. Build quality dropped. Rust became epidemic. You were paying more for worse cars. Car loans stretched to 48 months. For years became normal. People couldn't afford to buy cars outright anymore. Used cars still affordable. A 3-year-old car, $3,000 to $4,000. A 5-year-old car, $1,500 to $2,000. Used cars remain the smart choice for many families. The breaking point. The 70s didn't destroy car affordability completely, but it cracked the foundation. The relationship between wages and car prices started to break. 1980s. The 1980s, Reagan, yuppies, and the rise of the car payment culture. Chevrolet Caprice, $1987,900. Ford LTD Crown Victoria, $1988,200. Chrysler Fifth Avenue, $1989,500. Prices kept climbing. Japanese dominance. Honda Accord, $1986,800. Toyota Camry, $1983, $8,300. Nissan Maxima, $1985, $12,000. Japanese cars weren't cheap anymore, but they were reliable. Americans started valuing dependability over patriotism. Luxury explosion. Cadillac Fleetwood, $1985, $21,000. Lincoln Town Car, $1985, $22,000. BMW 5 Series, $1985, $29,000. Mercedes-Benz E-Class, $1985, $35,000. European luxury cars entered the American market in force. Luxury stopped being attainable for middle-class families. Late 80s prices. By 1989, Chevrolet Caprice, $15,000. Ford Taurus, the hot new car, $13,000. Honda Accord, $12,500. Affordability crisis begins. Average salary in 1980, $19,100. Average salary in 1989, $28,900. A new Chevrolet in 1980 cost $7,900. That's 41% of annual income. A new Chevrolet in 1989 cost $15,000. That's 52% of annual income. You're now working 6.2 months to buy a car instead of 5. Car loans stretched to 60 months. 5 years. Dealerships started advertising monthly payments instead of total price. Only $299 per month became the pitch. People stopped asking, "How much is the car?" and started asking, "What's the monthly payment?" This psychological shift was devastating. Used cars price inflation. A 3-year-old car, $8,000 to $10,000. A 5-year-old car, $5,000 to $6,000. Used cars got more expensive, but they also got better. Japanese reliability meant used cars lasted longer. The late 80s introduced car leasing to mainstream consumers. Drive a new car every 3 years. No down payment. It sounded great. It was actually financial suicide for most people. Quality improves. The good news, cars got much better in the 80s. Fuel injection, better materials, less rust. A well-maintained 80s car could hit 200,000 miles. 1990s. The 1990s, SUVs explode, minivans rule, and car prices keep climbing. Chevrolet Caprice, 1990 $16,000. Ford Taurus, 1990 $14,500. Honda Accord, 1990 $13,800. Toyota Camry, 1990 $14,200. Ford Explorer, 1991 $16,000. Jeep Grand Cherokee, 1993 $20,000. Chevrolet Suburban, 1995 $25,000. SUVs changed everything. Higher prices, higher profits for manufacturers, and Americans bought them like crazy. Minivan family haulers. Dodge Caravan, 1990 $14,000. Honda Odyssey, 1995 $21,000. Toyota Sienna, 1998 $23,000. Families moved from station wagons to minivans. More space, more features, more cost. Late 90s prices. By 1999, Ford Taurus, $18,500. Honda Accord, $19,000. Toyota Camry, $19,500. Chevrolet Suburban, $32,000. Luxury segment explodes. BMW 5 Series, 1995 $40,000. Mercedes E-Class, 1995 $45,000. Lexus LS 400, 1995 $50,000. Luxury cars became six-figure investments when adjusted for options. Average salary in 1990, $28,960. Average salary in 1999, $40,600. A new midsize car in 1990 cost about $14,000. That's 48% of annual income. A new midsize car in 1999 cost about $19,000. That's 47% of annual income. The ratio stabilized, but at a worse level than the 50s and 60s. 60-month loans became standard. 5 years of payments. 72-month loans, 6 years, started appearing. People were financing cars for longer than they planned to keep them. Used cars still viable. A 3-year-old car, $12,000 to $14,000. A 5-year-old car, $8,000 to $10,000. Used cars from the 90s were excellent. Reliable Japanese cars dominated the market. The 90s introduced the underwater car loan. People traded in cars before paying them off, rolled negative equity into new loans. The cycle of car debt began. 2000s. Transition. The 2000s, the decade of excess, then collapse. New CAR prices, early 2000s. Ford Taurus, $2,000 $19,000. Honda Accord, $2,000 $20,000. Toyota Camry, $2,000 $21,000. SUV mania peaks. Chevy Tahoe, $2,000 $32,000. Ford Expedition, $2,000 $34,000. Cadillac Escalade, $2,000 $46,000. Everyone wanted huge SUVs. Gas was cheap. Credit was easy. Hummer H2, 2003, $50,000. A civilian version of a military vehicle. 10 miles per gallon. People bought them with nothing down and 7-year loans. After September 11th, car companies panicked. They offered 0% financing for 72 months. People bought cars they couldn't afford because the financing was free. MID 2000's prices. Honda Accord, 2005, $23,000. Toyota Camry, 2005, $22,000. Ford F-150, 2005, $25,000. Luxury goes mainstream. BMW 3 Series, 2005, $35,000. Mercedes C-Class, 2005, $32,000. Audi A4, 2005, $31,000. Middle-class families started buying luxury brands on credit. The crash, 2008. Then the housing market collapsed. The economy tanked. Car sales plummeted. GM and Chrysler went bankrupt. Prices dropped temporarily. During the recession, dealerships were desperate. New cars with $5,000 to $10,000 discounts. 0% financing for 84 months, 7 years. Used car prices crashed. For a brief moment, cars were deals. Late 2000s recovery. By 2009, Honda Accord, $22,000. Toyota Camry, $21,000. Ford F-150, $24,000. Prices stabilized at pre-crash levels. Affordability, getting worse. Average salary in 2000, $40,600. Average salary in 2009, $50,000. A midsize car cost about $22,000 in 2009. That's 44% of annual income. Still 5 to 6 months of work. Financing extended again. 72-month loans became standard. 6 years. 84-month loans, 7 years became common. You could finance a car for longer than most people keep them. Used cars, recession bargains. A 3-year-old car, $14,000 to $16,000. A 5-year-old car, $10,000 to $12,000. The recession created used car bargains for smart buyers. 2010s. The 2010s, the longest economic expansion in history, and car prices went insane. New CAR prices, early 2010s. Honda Accord, 2010, $23,000. Toyota Camry, 2010, $22,000. Ford F-150, 2010, $26,000. Honda CR-V, 2010, $23,000. Toyota RAV4, 2010, $24,000. Nissan Rogue, 2010, $22,000. Crossovers replaced sedans as America's favorite vehicle. Ford F-150, 2015, $35,000 base model. Chevrolet Silverado, 2015, $34,000. Ram 1500, 2015, $33,000. Trucks became luxury vehicles. Fully loaded models hit $70,000. Luxury goes insane. BMW 5 Series, 2015, $55,000. Mercedes E-Class, 2015, $58,000. Tesla Model S, 2015, $75,000. Six-figure luxury cars became common. Late 2010s, peak prices. By 2019, Honda Accord, $26,000. Toyota Camry, $25,000. Ford F-150, $40,000, average transaction price. Affordability collapses. Average salary in 2010, $50,000. Average salary in 2019, $63,000. A new midsize car in 2019 cost $26,000. That's 41% of annual income. Still about 5 months of work, but everything else got more expensive too. Insurance doubled from the 2000s. Gas prices were higher. Maintenance costs increased, complex electronics. Registration and fees climbed. The total cost of ownership skyrocketed. 84-month loans became the norm. 7 years. Some lenders offered 96-month loans. 8 years. People were still making payments when the car needed major repairs. A 3-year-old car, $20,000 to $23,000. A 5-year-old car, $15,000 to $18,000. Used car prices stayed high. No relief for budget buyers. By the late 2010s, average car buyer had $4,000 to $5,000 in negative equity from their trade-in. People were drowning in car debt. 2020s, 2020 to today. The pandemic, chip shortages, and car prices enter the stratosphere. The pandemic effect, 2020. When pandemic hit, car production stopped. Factories closed. Supply chains collapsed. But demand stayed high. People wanted cars to avoid public transportation. Prices explode, 2021 to 2022. New car prices jumped 20 to 30% in 18 months. Honda Accord, 2022 $30,000. Toyota Camry, 2022 $29,000. Ford F-150, 2022 $55,000, average transaction. Used car prices jumped 40 to 50%. A 3-year-old Accord that cost $20,000 in 2019, in 2021, it cost $28,000. Used cars cost more than new cars used to cost. Current prices, 2025. As of today, Honda Accord, $32,000. Toyota Camry, $31,000. Ford F-150, $60,000, average transaction. Chevrolet Tahoe, $65,000. Ram 1500, $58,000. Luxury, 6 figures everywhere. BMW 5 Series, $65,000. Mercedes E-Class, $68,000. Tesla Model S, $95,000. Porsche Cayenne, $85,000. 6-figure cars are common. Some trucks cost more than houses used to. Electric vehicles, new price tier. Tesla Model 3, $45,000. Ford Mustang Mach-E, $50,000. Rivian R1T, $75,000. EVs promise to be affordable. They're not. Average salary in 2025, $68,000. Average new car price, $48,000. That's 71% of annual income. You now need to work 8.5 months to buy an average car. Compare that to 5.5 months in 1950. The impossible math. Most Americans cannot afford a new car without financing. Average monthly payment, $736. For 84 months. 7 years. Total paid, $61,824. You're paying $62,000 for a $48,000 car. Used cars, no escape. A 3-year-old car, $35,000 to $40,000. A 5-year-old car, $25,000 to $30,000. Used cars are barely cheaper than new. Average American car loan. Principal, $38,000. Interest rate, 7%. Term, 84 months. Monthly payment, $650. People are trapped in car debt for 7 years. Many trade in before paying off, rolling negative equity into new loans. The cycle never ends. Insurance shock. Car insurance in 2025. Average, $2,400 per year. Young drivers, $4,000 to $6,000 per year. Insurance alone can cost $500 per month. The total cost. Monthly car payment, $700 insurance, $200 gas, $200 maintenance, $150. Total, $1,250 per month. $15,000 per year just to own a car. Who can afford this? At $68,000 average salary, $15,000 per year for a car is 22% of gross income. After taxes, it's 30% of take-home pay. 1/3 of your paycheck goes to a car. The devastating timeline. 1950, new car cost $1,500. 5.5 months of work. 1960, $2,600. 5.6 months of work. 1970, $3,271. 4.2 months of work. 1980, $7,900. 5 months of work. 1990, $14,000. 5.8 months of work. 2000, $20,000. 5.9 months of work. 2010, $23,000. 5.5 months of work. 2025, $48,000. 8.5 months of work. The breaking point. For 70 years, the ratio held around 5 to 6 months of work. Then 2020 hit. Everything broke. We're now at 8.5 months of work. That's a 55% increase in just 5 years. Quality versus price. The counterargument. But cars are so much better now. Yes, they are. They have advanced safety features, better fuel economy, superior reliability, technological features. But are they 50 times better than a 1950 Chevrolet? Because the price increased 50 times while salaries increased only 21 times. 1950. Most people bought cars with cash or 12-month loans. 2025. Average loan is 84 months. You're paying interest for 7 years. On a depreciating asset, that loses 30% of its value in year 1. What held value? If you bought a new car in 1950 for $1,500 and kept it pristine, today, that car as a classic might be worth $30,000 to $100,000. It appreciated. If you buy a car today for $48,000, in 5 years, it's worth $20,000. It lost more than half its value. Cars went from affordable to unaffordable, cash purchases to 7-year loans, durable goods to disposable items, appreciating assets to depreciating liabilities. The transformation is complete. So there it is. What a car cost in every decade since 1950. 1950, $1,500. 5 months of work. Bought with cash. Lasted 20 years. 2025, $48,000. 8 months of work. Financed for 7 years. Depreciates immediately. Why it matters. Cars used to be tools that working Americans could afford. Now they're luxury items that trap people in debt. Your grandparents could save for 6 months and buy a car outright. You'll be making payments until 2032. This isn't just about cars. It's about a system that made everything more expensive while wages stayed flat. It's about shifting from ownership to perpetual debt. It's about the death of financial independence. What comes next? If this trend continues, what will cars cost in 2050? $100,000 for an average car? Will people finance them for 10 years? 15? Will car ownership become impossible for half of Americans? We're already heading that direction. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe. I'm breaking down the economic history that explains why everything feels impossible now. Next video, what rent cost in every decade. That one might be even more depressing than this. Drop a comment. What shocked you most? The 1950 price? The current 8-year loans? The total cost of ownership? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.